This is going to be the third video in a series on restoring my 1981 Peterbilt 359. I'm on a tight deadline to get ready for a parade of lights a few towns over. As you guys have seen in the previous video, 4 State Trucks has done a great job making this old Peterbilt shine, and this video is not going to be any different. We got brand new parts showing up. We got to get them put on so we can be ready for this parade. I tried to be reasonable. I have to get my West Virginia socket out for this. Okay. It's like 9 1/4 millimeters. West Virginia socket coming up. Sun radiating off of it. She's coming back. She's halfway there. Okay, I bet I'm gonna take it in the comment section for this. Up on top of the sleeper is the big giant wing. I don't like the way that looks. Oh, come on. I can't get in there with a... I have to get a ratchet? It's just turning. Ready? Yep. Oh, the trees up here. Blew by my eye. Like this far away. I pried that bolt out of there and it shot across the back of the sleeper. That's cool. All right.
No, it's not.
Let's kick that thing out.
Oh my God, it weighs like 1,000 pounds. We're gonna need Callahan. You want the camera? Just the camera?
Just the camera. So there's wore a couple holes in the sleeper. I'm gonna cover that with the tin foil tape.
A little bit of
same thing over here.
Flex seal.
Sadly, when I remove this, it's gonna leak. All right, that'll keep water out for now. I know this is lovely, but
Hey!
we're gonna get a new one.
Scratch the chrome. That loses any more value. You're gonna have to pay me.
You're wearing it. Be gone with you. That's a nice piece of pipe. I ought to be charging for that.
Come hold this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Size of the lid.
Goodbye. It looks a lot better even without stacks. It's getting stacks. But without having that wing up top and then the old stacks and the new chrome from 4 State Trucks, man, she's looking sharp. Ever just stand back and look at your truck? I do. So the guy who painted this truck, the blue and pink, his name is Nick. His daughter sent me an email and said that he's been watching the videos and he loves to see this truck coming back to life. He also sent me these photos of the truck. So it was originally blue, and then they painted it the blue and the purple and the pink, and it was called Pocket Change because it took everything in the change in his pocket to get it down the road. This was his work truck. He used it to start his trucking company. I think it's really cool that he gets to watch this truck kind of come back to life, and you guys can say hi to Nick in the comments. I forgot to turn the camera on for this one, but it cleaned that up a lot. Maybe. Goodbye.
These are both leaking. Let's get them changed out.
Okay. It does not want to come out. Feel as though I've been reasonable about this. I'm working on this side.
Jeez. Jeez, that's a pain in the butt.
I tried to be nice. I'm a reasonable man, but sometimes reasonable men build armor-plated bulldozers. If you don't know why I hate working around these things so much, there's a giant spring in there, and if you were to take this off, this thing would rocket off in that direction, blow a big hole in that cliff, and the world would end. What are you guys doing? Okay. Kind of see the first issue here. This rod is way too long, which is not a big deal because I can make things shorter. These all come with a new caging bolt. I've never installed one of these, so I'm not sure if you need the caging bolt to install these or not.
I've been messing with this slack adjustment, and I think I understand how all this works, but in a much more real sense, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's like I always say, if you have no plan, it can't fail. So in theory, that should have applied the parking brake. I don't know if it did or not, but you know, in theory. Great, my phone's ringing. What you doing, buddy?
I watched the video, probably should have done that first. So what you do with this kind here, it's meant to cut this shaft to whatever length you need. Take your old one, no air, no cage, measure from the face of this to the end of that, which is like 3 3/4. Same thing over here, 3 3/4. Lop it right off. I threaded the jam nut on so I can take it back off to clean these threads up. Thread this guy on. Taking another measurement from the face to the center of that eye bolt right here, so that's like 4 1/2. Right there. I'll tighten all that up when I get in the truck. That's pretty much how to do that. Two new air cans installed. I did get a hold of my buddy Red at Red's Wrenching. He helped me figure some of this stuff out. I also watched a video. I don't remember what it was, but it was a very informative video. So inside this frame rail is all the wiring that goes from the front of the cab, mainly coming from connectors under here. And they run all the way to the back of the cab to run all the lights. To say this wiring harness is a disaster is an understatement, and this is not anywhere near acceptable. So I am gonna spend some time sorting through this. I have a Peterbilt wiring diagram, figure out what I need and what I don't need, and ultimately I'm going to solder connector and heat shrink a new section all the way to the back that'll run my running lights, tail lights, reverse lights, and brake lights. Let's hold all this out of the frame rail and come back to a point where I can see that nothing this way has any stupid things like this. It's a very scary moment, cutting a bunch of wires. If you've never done much automotive wiring, I don't suggest starting with cutting everything. Bet you won't believe this. It's raining again. So up in the cab, I've isolated the two connectors that supply power to the back of the truck. And it's this one coming from the circuit panels up there. And it's these two guys going to the back of the truck. So the next thing you will see is me victorious at the back of the truck, knowing exactly where every wire goes. I lied, I don't know anything. I had asked on a Peterbilt forum if anybody knew where I could get a Jake switch, because Cummins doesn't make them anymore. And a guy on there was like, yeah, I got one, you can have it. And he mailed it out to me. I thought that was really nice. Thank you, sir, I appreciate it. All right, so got a delivery from 4 State Trucks. If you guys would do me a favor and in the comments, just say thank you to 4 State Trucks. I appreciate them providing all the parts for this build. Every time the delivery shows up, I have everything I need already in the box. Secondly, I need to get under the hood to find some wiring going to the back of the truck. I also need to install the Jake switch. This is where those packages come in. The hood cables are missing on this, and it's only a matter of time before something bad happens. So it looks like hood cables went here. Let's see what's in the box. I am a chief horizontal surface abuser. Ooh, these are for the other thing that's coming. This is what I'm talking about when I say 4 State sends out everything you need. Like, they package this stuff this way. So we have the cable for the hood springs and all the clips. You know, most companies would kind of just assume like, oh yeah, he's probably got clips. And they wouldn't send it with clips. The extra little effort, it speaks volumes about things, and I appreciate the crap out of that. I'm obviously gonna save this
That's gone forever. Look at that. Okay, let's see. How nice. Look at that. As intended. I can stand under here and not get rained on. So after driving it last time, my radiator exploded. Needless to say, we're not driving halfway there until the new radiator gets put on, and I'm not putting it on in the mud since I have a concrete pad. I looked over to my burn barrel here, and this box is on fire. Not exactly where I intended to have a bonfire. So this is the Headlight harness. It's supposed to be a direct fit for a 359. I got this from 4State. So if you guys don't want to mess with the old wiring, you can go to 4State Trucks and get one of these. Use my discount code for 10% off, Project 10. So digging in here, I found where this harness goes, and I got to start cutting. Like, there's just wires everywhere. I know this was somebody's work truck, and you just kind of got to do what you got to do. Have a headlight. Looks like it wasn't connected or it came loose. Yes, sir. Look at that. I haven't hooked that one up over there at all, so that's why there's only half. I'm just admiring. See, right now I got it going over, and when this hinge comes by, it's like crunching into the radiator. I wonder if it should go under here. Right there. Very nice. I guess I could have filmed this, but I just fixed this door handle, so now it opens from the inside. It was disconnected over here, no big deal. And I'm putting this back on. I found this in the sleeper when I cleaned it out in the first video. And that's pretty solid. Working nice.
Can you guess what's in those boxes from 4 State Trucks? Can you guess that I'm mega pumped about this? This is awesome. The Y should be the low drop elbows. Those are the spools. That's packaged really nicely. All of our clamps are in here. Holy clamps. There's a whole bunch of other parts in here, bolts. Tell you guys, 4 State is on it. Best fit truck parts. They got everything I need. Brake, you know you want to. What did someone do here? Did they mistake this for the front wheel? You know, instead of trying, I should just race out at full speed with a cutting torch and just remove everything in my way. But I'm such a calm, cool, collected individual. Just kidding, none of that's true. Thank you. Goodbye. I kind of figured this was rotted out because it wiggled. Perfecting Schlag. This is gonna go here. I messed up and I broke this one off. I rip out that headliner because these brackets bolt through to the back, and the one over there is fighting me. I just gotta figure out how to get those huck bolts out of there. Smushed on the inside, and they got a collar on the outside. I got both brackets off over here. Don't look too close at the cab. Not proud of it. But 4 State understood that I was a bull in a china shop, and they sent me new cab brackets. Really? I went on a scavenger hunt, and Mr. In and Outdoors had a bunch of these riv nuts. Hopefully he doesn't find out that I used most of them. But a riv nut is like a poor man's huck bolt, so I can riv nut those. I'm also going to clean out all these threads. Ow, that's hot. In there. Okay, I got all those put in. Okay, let's get this side done. Like 3 times harder than it needed to be. Guys, I'm trying to talk to the internet here. So there must have been damage to the cab because there's like a bunch of Bondo that sticks out. Anyway. You can't see it now, but that's freaking amazing.
This tank's got a leak in it. Let's change this. Gee whiz.
I'm glad that wasn't easy. So, the truck's name used to be Pocket Change. There's some of the pocket change right there. It's gone. This isn't the exact Peterbilt tank, but it's the same diameter and it bolts up. So I'm just going to build a manifold since I don't have 3 holes here. Rework this a little bit. Probably gonna have to come out of the back port. My chair just exploded. That's done. Took 4 times longer than it should have. It's almost too many screwdrivers. This is the old high beam switch, and there's a bad connection in here somewhere, so I got a new one to replace it. I probably don't say this often enough. Pick up your old parts. Pick up your rusty parts. Dispose of them properly. Garbage. scrap metal. Leaving garbage outside is one of the nastiest things you can do. I did the same thing over here. I forgot to turn the camera on. Now I can connect the pipes in the middle with the Y pipe. Okay. Here's kind of the layout we're looking at. I have to shorten this pipe and then put flex here. Well, the exhaust is done. I don't know how to get out of here, and I want to go home. I think that's going to be the end of the video. I'll catch you guys on the flippity flop when I figure out how to get out of here. Small forest fire again. Crisis averted. Did you really think I was going to do all that work and not start it for you guys? After all we've been through, come on. Let's first test the headlights and the high-low beam switch. Cooling in this thing, so I can't run it for long. Then I can start it long enough to hear those pipes. That sounds amazing. But I mean, my goodness. Guys, again, a big thank you to 4State Trucks and making it look absolutely stunning. You can get 10% off if you use my code Project10 at checkout. Max, if they should go to 4State, speak. Even he thinks you should do it. Okay, for real this time, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.